Good morning, everyone. In the last lecture, we have started three-phase inverter. I think we have discussed 180 conduction mode in the last lecture, but again, I will explain in short, and then we will see the next mode. So, from the present students, anyone unmute yourself and tell me, am I audible or not, so that uh, we will
Yes, sir.
proceed. Okay, thank you. So, okay, it's all right. So three-phase inverter we have started in the last unit, the last lecture. Okay. So working of this three-phase inverter that already we have discussed with the help of this operation table and its waveform with its equivalent circuit for balance R load. Okay. So in this particular operation table, you can see three switches at a time on, right? Every switch conducts for 180, but the switches are triggered after 60-degree interval. Okay. So in first interval, switch number 6, 5, and 1 is on for 60 degree. After 60 degree, 6 and 1 remains on, but 5 turns off and
Hello, sir.
आवाज नाही येत सर.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I'm audible.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, sir. Hours.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. There will be some problem in mic of my previous.
घरामध्ये तुम्हाला का बरं-
Okay. So it is it clear to hello? Is it clear sound? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 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 So we'll go for just a minute. I'll disconnect this previous microphone. Okay, so in this particular waveform, voltage waveform for 180 conduction mode. So these are the line phase voltage basically EAB. So addition of VEAN plus EBN, you will get a EAB. That is called the phase voltage, right? So which is equal to the EDC directly. So these are the points that we have uh, look into the important one. So phase shift between triggering the two adjacent switches is a 60. This is again important. You can check here in this particular. So phase shift between two adjacent switches, that is switch 1 and 2, there will be a 60-degree phase shift. Okay. So that is given here. These are very important points. From table, it is observed that in every step of 60 duration, only 3 switches are conducting, 2 from upper group and 1 from lower group and vice versa. The output voltage waveform EAB, EBC, ECA are Cauchy square wave with a peak value of EDC. The 3 line voltages are mutually phase shifted by 120. Again, you can check here. So these are the Cauchy square waveform. and each waveforms are shifted by 120. That is EAB, EBC. You can check here. It is on for 120. So this will be turns on after 120, right? So each waveform is phase shifted by 120. Then three phase voltages EAN, EBN, ECN are 6-step saves with a step height ADC by 3 and twice ADC by 3. Line voltage EAB is a leading to phase voltage EAN by 30 degree. So these are the some important points. Even the working of this is already learned in a last lecture. So this is the equivalent diagram of a load. Okay, you can check here phase A, phase B, phase C. Okay, so these are RA, RB, RC are the resistances of a load for phase A, phase B, and phase C. You can check in first equivalent, that is EAN, in which the phase A. Now I'll just show you the circuit diagram. Okay, here when S1 is on, then 5 is on and 6 is on, right? In first phase 5, 6 and 1. Okay, so 6 is on. Now you can check here the positive voltage coming from S1, that is through a phase. Similarly, the positive voltage coming from 6 to C, and the current leaving from this particular load to the negative terminal of battery through S6, right? So resistor A and resistor C, A and C both are in parallel. Okay, the resistor A and C are shown in parallel and in series with the resistor RB. So these two are connected parallel and RB connected in series with these two resistors. So this is the equivalent circuit for interval 1. You can check here the current. Okay, see the R equivalent is find RA parallel RC plus RB, that is total resistance. So RA parallel RC nothing but here R plus R by 2, that is 3R by 2. If we consider all three resistances are equal value, that is called as a R. Okay, so it will R equal to 3R by 2 if the RA equal to RB equal to RC, right? Now the current I1, this is the current I1. So this is the incoming current, you can say, at node N. So this current is equal to EDC by R equivalent. So twice EDC by 3R. Just put the value of R equivalent. Then EAN equal to ECN equal to I1 into R. That is a positive current. I1 into R. So R is a both RA, RC, both are equal to R. So that is equal to R. I1 into R by 2, that is a parallel combination basically. R by 2 is a parallel combination of RA parallel RC. If we consider this is R and R, so R into R divided by twice R. So it is R square, so RR cut, so it will be R by 2. Okay, so that R by 2 is written here for current. Current I1, that is divided into two branches, this RA and RC. If we consider RA equal to RC, it is a parallel combination. So parallel combination is R by 2. So current, that is a voltage EAN equal to ECN equal to I1 into R equivalent, you can say RA plus or RA parallel RC, that is equal to R by 2. So EAN ECN equal to EDC by 3. Just check the output waveforms. You will find that EAN is EDC by 3 and at the same time ECN is also EDC by 3. You can check here. The voltage level EAN and ECN both are positive and that is EDC by 3 level, right? Similarly, second interval and third interval. So EBN equal to minus I1 into R because the current leaving from this RB to the EDC. So this is a negative current and that's why the current is written as a minus I1 into R, only R, because this RB is a R. So this I1 into R I1 is twice EDC by 3R. This is the I1 into R. So RR get cancelled. You will get minus twice ADC by 3. Just check the level of EBN. EBN is equal to that time minus twice ADC by 3. Right? So these values are find out with the help of these equivalent circuits. These equivalent circuits. Okay. So this is about the working of 180 conduction mode. This is the interval 2. This is interval 3. Now we will go for the next, that is called interval, or sorry, conduction mode, that is called 120 conduction mode with a balanced R load, resistive load. Inductive load is not a part of your syllabus. So we'll not see the inductive load or working of this three-phase inverter for inductive load. So as per your syllabus, just balance R load is given. So that is your resistive load. So we'll go for the second one called as a 120 conduction mode. But I'll just give you 5 minutes or maybe a 1 minute. You can ask me the questions on these this topic that is called as a inverter, three-phase voltage source inverter for 180 conduction mode. Right? So anyone, you can ask any doubt if you are having. Uh, Same circuit you can use for 120 conduction mode. So the circuit is not drawn repeatedly. So same circuit you can use for 120 conduction mode. Okay. So anyone having any doubt? Yes, any doubt for this 180 conduction mode? Okay, just tell me what is advantage of this 180 conduction mode? Anyone? No. Every time the response from your side is very poor. No one is ready to give the answer, or maybe a very few students uh, gives the answer repeatedly. Other students, maybe I don't know exactly they are present or not, maybe physically present or sometimes just on the lecture and they are doing something other work. Right? So lecture is going on and you are doing your other work. So this may happen. I don't know exactly what is the situation at your side. Even the attendance for third lecture, I just see every Friday. The attendance is very poor. But my dear student, you know that your attendance is also compulsory made by university. So we are having a proof of attendance every day. We are taking a snapshot or we are taking a attendance in a chat box. So that is a very strong proof against you. You cannot say that I am present and something has happened that time I was absent and so on. So that reason you cannot give. Even I'll take 2 3 times snapshot, maybe at the start after 5 or 10 minutes, then at the middle and at the end of lecture even. And again, I'll told you to give attendance in the chat box. So I will cross check 2 3 times your presenting because I know that college or even university ask me your presenting. So that is a very poor, at least at maybe in a third lecture, not only for my lecture. I asked all the teachers, those having the third lecture at 11:50. So your presenting is very poor and no response. My dear students, your teachers working hard for teaching online, but the response from your side is very poor. Even you are not asking anything, and when I ask, you are not giving any answer. So this is a very strange situation because this is the time to learn. After this time, many students call me and ask some questions, but that is not the time. This is the correct time, so you can ask any question, any doubt. Otherwise, give answer. I am asked one question. And if it is not possible for you, then we will go for the next point. No problem. But this will, yes. Okay. So the teacher's moral is definitely decreases with such bad response from the students. So no problem. We will go for the next. Okay. Now next one is 120 conduction mode. Okay. Three switches conducts at a time. Okay. This is one answer. What is the advantage of this 180 conduction mode? Basically, in 180 conduction mode, you can check your output is present up to the complete 180 cycle. Even its name itself gives the answer, that is 180 conduction mode and 120 conduction mode. So in 180 conduction mode, the switches conducts for complete half cycle. Every switch conducts for half cycle. That is the major advantage of that system, right? 180 advantage. Very good. So Manoj has given answer. Uh, so next one is 120 conduction mode for balance R load. In this type of conduction mode, each switch conducts for 120 degree only. Definitely there is one advantage of this switch, that the power dissipation is less because the switches are on only for 120, right? That is advantage of 120 conduction mode. But there will be definitely some disadvantages, right? That we will see later on. At any instant of time, only two switches remains on. Like in above case, here also gate pulse indicates the conduction period of each switch. That is, as in first figure, that is waveform, the gate pulses showed the particular switch is on for the particular duration. So similarly here, the triggering pulses shows the on time of switches. In this case also, 6 commutations per cycles are required. The gating signals and various voltage waveforms of three-phase rich inverter with 120 conduction mode for each switch is shown in figure. That is the next slide we will see. In this figure, one period of inverter operation has been divided into 6 intervals. The firing sequence of 6 switches is prepared as shown in table. Uh, as like 180 mode, 120 mode inverter also requires 6 steps, each of 60 duration for completing one cycle of output AC voltage. Now see this particular table. In interval 1, only S1 and S6 is on. S1 is coming device, S5 is outgoing device. Then S1, S2 is on, S2 is incoming, S6 is outgoing. You can check why S6 outgoing, because S6 is on during interval 1, but it is absent in interval 2. So it is called as an outgoing device. And you can check S2 is not present in a interval 1, but it is present in an interval 2. So it is called as an incoming device. Then interval third, S2, S3, then interval 4, S3, S4 is on, interval 5, S4, S5 is on, interval 6, S5, S6 is on. Okay, so table is different than 180 conduction mode. Now check the waveform. These are the gate pulses. You can check the gate pulse is applied to the switch 1 at instant 0. Then after 60 degree, you can check the gate pulse is applied to the switch 2. And after, and you can check here, the switch S1 is on for 120, right? Similarly, S2 is on for 120. Then again, S3 is on after 160 and it remains on for 120. Again, S4 is on after 60 and it remains on for 120. You can check here, every device is on after 60 degree interval, right? And every device is on for 120 degree. Check here, S5 is on for 120, S6 is on for 120, and so on, right? So this is the gate pulses. So you can check here from the gate pulse when the switch 1 is on and how much time switch S1 is on. So switch 1 starts on at 0 degree and it remains on for 120. Then gate 2 after 60-degree interval and it remains on for 120. Then gate 3 on after 60 and it remains for 120. So you can check here the switch 1 is on with switch 6 at first interval, then switch 1 and 2 on for second interval. This is one interval, second interval, third interval, fourth interval, fifth interval, sixth interval. Okay, so in second interval 1 and 2 on, in third interval 2 and 3 on, in fourth interval 3 and sorry 3 and 4 on, in fifth interval 4 and 5 on, in sixth interval 5 and 6 on. You can check here two switches on at a time. Okay, two switches on at a time. I'll just rub this and I can explain you. So from this particular output waveform and with table, you can check this is interval number 2 when S1, S2 is on. Interval number 3 when S2 and S3 is on. Interval number 4 when S4, S5 is on. Interval number 5 and interval number 6 and so on. Right? So these are the intervals that showed here. Then these are the actually these are the line voltages. Huh? By mistake, I'll just copy from the same. So this is the line voltage. Line voltage. EAN, EBN, and ECN. So you can check here. The EAN is EDC by 2 for 120. After that, it stops. This is a disadvantage. EAN is not continue for 180. It is continuously only up to 120. Then there will be a break, or you can say the EAN is equal to 0 during 120 to 180. Then EBN starts here. It is also 120 degree. Then again it is also off for 60 and similarly for the ECN. So you can check here the output voltage of 180 conduction mode. I'll just show you the output of 180 conduction mode. So EN is on up to 180 conduction or 180 degree. But here the output EAN is available up to only 120 and EAN equal to 0 for 60 degree. That is a major disadvantage of this 120 conduction mode. Right? Now, these are the phase voltages. Phase voltages. Okay, so you can check here the phase voltage is a Cauchy square waveform. So you will get maybe a better sine wave, we can say, right? So as compared to the single phase, you can check here the three phase has better output waveforms, right? So again, the following points are very important to understand. Now I'll just explain you the working with the help of that table and a circuit, right? So you can check in a table S1, S6 is on. So what happens exactly in a circuit diagram that I will show you. The same circuit diagram is used for both 180, 120 conduction. So S1 is on and S6 is on. Okay, S1 is on, S6 is on in first interval. So current flows from S1, it enters into the load from A, right? And then it will leave the load from 6 and then back to the battery. Are you getting or not? Yes. Now phase 3 is open. This is most important because no switch is on in a third half bridge converter, single phase inverter, you can say. S5 and S6 both are off. So this 6 or you can say C is discontinuous or disconnected. The C is not connected. And you can check here in a equivalent diagram of 120 conduction mode. This is equivalent diagram, equivalent circuits. Right? From waveform and operation table, it is observed that two switches conduct at a time, one from upper group and one from lower group. There are three modes of operations in one half cycle, and the equivalent circuits for star connected R load as shown in figure. You can check here, the R and B is connected to the, but C is not connected. The C is disconnected. Similarly, in interval 2, B is disconnected, and in interval 3, A is disconnected. So these are the equivalent diagrams. Only two switches. One is on from upper R and one is on from lower R. You can check here in a circuit diagram. Then S1, S2 is on. In second interval, S1, S2 is on. So current flows from S1, enter into the phase A, and then S2 is on. So current leave the load from phase C to and back to the VDC. That time the phase B is open because no switch from the phase B, S3 and S6, both are turns off or remains off, right? So one switch from upper R and one switch from lower R at a time turns on, right? So one of the phase is not connected to the load. So equivalent circuit diagrams, you can check here. Yes, these are the equivalent diagrams, right? Now, for interval 1, you just check EAN equal to EDC by 2, EBN equal to minus EDC by 2, and ECN equal to 0, right? That is resistance. Basically, the current you can check, or you can find out the current, or directly you can see the resistance, or you can check the EAN, voltage between EAN. So that is EDC by 2, because this is RA plus RB, that is the resistance. Okay. And if RA equal to RB, so it is called as a 2. That is a R2R, you can say, right? So EAN equal to EDC, EBN equal to minus EDC by 2, and ECN equal to 0. Similarly, during interval 2, EAN is EDC by 2, EBN is 0, right? EBN is 0 here, and ECN equal to minus, because here EAN is positive because current is entering up to the N, that is a positive, and when it is going from N to battery, that is negative. And so that the output is EDC by 2, and it is EDC by 2 plus EDC by 2 and minus EDC by 2. And ECN is equal to 0, no current flows through the arm called as a C or phase C. Similarly, interval 2, EAN is still positive, ECN is negative, and EBN equal to 0. And in third one, EBN is positive, ECN is negative, and A is 0. See, EAN is equal to 0, EBN is positive, and ECN equal to minus EC by 2, that is negative. So this is about the working of this 120 conduction mode with the help of its equivalent diagram. I'll just share the chapter that is present in MD Singh and Kanchandani book immediately after this lecture to you, so that you can learn more things regarding this 120 and 180 conduction mode from the book, right? So that is available. So I'll immediately share with you. One more topic is remaining, that is PWM inverter, that is single phase and three phase PWM inverter, and then control, voltage control schemes, right? So that we will see in our next lecture, that is on Monday, or maybe up to Tuesday. We will cover the unit number 4, and we will start the unit number 5, that is DC to DC converters. So if you are having any doubts, if you want to repeat any topic, you can directly message me, you can call me, you can ask me anytime, no problem. During college hours, you can call me anytime. Okay, after college hours, not possible because due to some medical conditions after college hours, I'm just taking rest. So maybe I'll not pick up your call, but during college hours, you can call me at any time. So I can explain the topics which you require to repeat or explain. So this is about the second unit for maybe the half part of three-phase inverter. Now next one is a PWM inverter. So I'll just show you PWM inverter. See, I have this particular uh, chapter of MD Singh and Kanchandani. So I'll directly share with you so that you can directly read from this chart, this book, right? So I'll taken all figures, everything from this book, right? So you can check here the operation for R load, RL load, everything I'll taken from the same book. So single phase full bridge inverter, then four operating modes, these waveforms, equivalent diagrams, then output waveforms, and so on. Even some problems are also given here. So it is very difficult to take the problems online. So I'll share these PPT with you so that you can see the problems given under the topic and try to solve, because there will be a chance uh, in examination to ask questions on some problems, right? So whatever equations we have find from that equation, small problems may be asked in examination. So you have to solve these problems. I'll just give you the problems from the same book as an assignment for this unit. So after this lecture, I'll post the assignment number uh, seventh and eighth on unit number 4. So it consists of two theory question and two problems. So these problems comes from the same book. So you can write the answer from the same book. Now last minute is remaining. You have to start to give your attendance immediately. Start to give your attendance immediately in the chat box. And again, one instruction to the students, all the students, that you have to pay your second installment as early as possible. Maybe in same exam, maybe practical oral exams. So that will be start from maybe at the end of November or maybe at the middle of November. Just 2 or 3 weeks are remaining to complete the remaining 2 units. So whatever deadline is given by university. So next semester will start from 15 December. So before 15 December, we have to cover all things. That is your online exam, theory exam, because maybe theory exam will not be conducted by university, but I don't know exactly at the